some of that. Ooh, that sweet caffeine. What would we do without it? I feel like if I don't have coffee in the morning, then I'm just like not even myself. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Like how what even is a morning without caffeine? Like I don't even know how people get to it. Isn't that funny?
Do one of those 3, 2, 1 claps.
Oh, you want to? Do you want to do 3, 2, 1? Yeah, let's do that. 3, 2, 1. Spot on.
We got like some good Skype latency going on.
Yeah, we do. It was an in sync clap.
Yeah.
How many members of InSync can you name off the top of your head?
Oh boy, let me tell you how many I can name.
Is it 2? It's probably 2.
Hang on.
Okay.
There's Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
There's definitely Lance Bass.
Yeah, those are the 2 that I know.
And there might be JC Chazé?
Yeah, holy shit, yeah. And there's 2 more.
And the other 2.
Joey Fatone.
Oh, boy.
And Chris Kirkpatrick.
Wow. See, the thing about that last name is I don't even recognize it upon hearing it.
Yeah, I remembered Joey Fatone because as you were trying to remember, I did a quick wiki search, and Joey Fatone is a name that I remembered. I do not remember hearing the word Kirkpatrick ever.
Ever?
Ever.
It's a name.
Kirkpatrick?
Yeah.
I think I've never come across it.
That's an Irish one. You could probably tell, though.
Yeah, I could tell.
All right, hey, everybody. Welcome to the latest, hottest,
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this
edition
newest
of the
episode
Run-
of the Run Button Podcast. I'm your host, Keith
Oh my
Talks Over
God.
Kyle Carberry.
Keith.
And with me today is co-host Kyle Churchill. What is up, Kyle?
Keith,
Yeah?
you're effectively 50 minutes late to the podcast. Could you at least not steal my hostum?
I said 9:15, and it's 9. I called you at 9:48, and I told you that I was going to be late. I didn't tell you why. It was because I was eating food.
You said 2 minutes, and then it was 15 minutes, and that was after it had already been 15 minutes.
You're right. I did
15
say
15 minutes past the time you actually said, hence 50 minutes late.
You're right. I did say 2 minutes, and then instead I had one more crab rangoon.
It made me a sad boy, Keith. I signed out of Skype and just went to play Destiny. I was like, I guess if Keith fucking shows up again, I
Wait,
guess
you went to
he'll
play
just let me know.
Destiny?
Right?
Okay,
Well,
so Halo 5 just came out.
Let me explain, Keith. I'm in the
Okay.
basement, and the PS4 is down here.
Oh, okay. I thought that this was this was your lead-in into talking about your feelings on Halo 5.
Yeah, my feelings on Halo 5 was like, I was super stoked, but then I tried it a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I just want to play Destiny.
I just want to play Destiny.
Actually, so
Strange. I'm just missing the strange coins.
Halo 5 is out, and I'm sure we can and probably will fill an entire podcast with just Halo discussion. But I would like to point out, I was listening to the Bombcast today, and they mentioned an article that someone wrote recently, and I wish I knew who did that or where it was or how to find it. But apparently, they spent like months of time, because that's what months are. They're time.
Yeah.
He spent months of time, researching and talking to current and former Bungie employees, and wrote like a big piece on like what the fuck happened with Destiny's development. And I really want to read it because it sounds pretty fascinating. It sounds like it was a struggle.
Yeah.
Apparently the story team worked in secret, completely separate from the entire rest of the team for like months and months, and then when they finally gave their work to like higher ups in the Destiny team, they hated it and like took the story people off of the story and just made up like a completely different story like right at the end of development.
Now, do you think that means that the story was actually bad, or that some executives were like, no, this would not do?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. You see,
it's kind of like hearing like, and this is a reference that far What's the opposite of surpass?
Falls short
This
of.
okay. This is a reference from my late teens. This
Okay.
feels like hearing Kevin Smith talk about how great Mallrats would have been with the original script.
Wait, did he say that?
Yeah, he said
That's
that like
not
a
a thing
bunch of
I've
times
ever
in
heard
his,
him say.
his old dumb podcast. Yeah.
I mean, I have heard Kevin Smith talk about many things for an embarrassing amount of time, and
Yeah, it's really embarrassing.
I really don't recall him ever saying that the script to
I've heard him
Mallrats
say
was
it.
significantly changed.
Yeah, they like rewrote it, and they have always hated it since.
Huh. I mean, yeah,
I've
like
heard of it.
Mallrats is like not a good movie.
Right? Yeah.
So
None of
I
them
mean,
are.
Oh,
Maybe none of them are.
Yeah.
Maybe we like them, but maybe none of them are good.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll take that. Yeah, so I will now not be able to die satisfied until I find out what the original story for Destiny is. Destiny, a story. Destiny, a game without a story, effectively. Like, that game doesn't have a story.
It
There's
has
like
strange coins.
there.
I said strange coins earlier, and I thought maybe you didn't hear me because you didn't laugh like that.
No, I didn't hear you. That's like, oh man, that
I just love the idea of like someone bringing them a tome, like a gigantic, like a big book of an entire universes of mythos, and then it goes, but we need some sort of like weird currency. Scrap this. Bring
that
in.
just sounds like the most perfect summation of like someone trying to maybe not defend Destiny, but explain why they like it. Like, how come you're into this like half-finished game with no story? It's like, well, you do things, and there's like a guy who takes your strange coins, and he gives you stuff, and he's not always there. Oh.
I just got handed a peanut butter cup milkshake.
Aw, dude.
Yeah, I got that now.
Sounds good, but also not the kind of thing you should be doing during a podcast.
I mean, it was just handed to me. I didn't do anything to get it.
Well, I'm also mad at the person who handed it to you.
I'll pass the message along to Gavin.
What kind of fucking jerk fuck makes milkshakes while you're on a podcast and then gives it to you even though you shouldn't have it?
I don't think that because a milkshake is just like a drink, right? This is basically having a cup of water. But
No,
delicious.
it's viscous, bro. I can
But
hear
I
it
don't-
on your
can you-
fucking voice, dude.
Can you hear that? You can hear the thick milk film.
Yeah,
It's coating my tongue.
latched on to your trachea.
That's actually
Wait, that's not. Anyway.
before the Taken King came out.
Okay.
I think it was a person we know, Jack DeKeat, had tweeted a handful
Confirmed
of things.
person
Confirmed
that we're
human.
aware of.
Confirmed person Jack DeKeat was on Twitter being like, "Hey, if you there's a bunch of Destiny news going around because they were like updating everything in preparation for the Taken King," and he was like, "If you don't know anything about Destiny, here's why Destiny, this weird dumb game, is a game that I like." And he tweeted a bunch of really compelling points, mostly that it's a game where everything either has a really, really specific name, like Xander the Alien Salesman, or a really, really vague name, like Strange Coins.
Yeah. Have you? So that's. I was down here editing the past couple nights, and since my PS4 has been relegated to the basement for the time being, that's what was here, and I have kind of wanted to play a little bit more Destiny to like sort of see how different the game is now that they've made some changes, and to hear that Nolan North ghost voice.
I don't like it.
I'm fine with it.
I feel like, and here's the thing,
I don't.
If you had said, hey, they know that Peter Dinklage didn't do a great job, so they're changing some stuff, I would have gone, oh, that's interesting, and probably not a bad call.
Apparently, it had more to do with his availability.
Oh, really?
But I don't. I mean, Peter Dinklage has that voice, but his acting with that voice was awful.
But I feel like they gave it gave the ghost sort of like a sort of detached and sarcastic feel. Where listening to Nolan North do it, it sounds like a less sinister yes man, sort of like chipper C-3PO companion, and I don't like that as much.
It sort of reminds me of like a guilty spark who's not unintentionally nefarious or something.
Right, yeah. It's like, it's exactly like Guilty Spark, but where with the sinister taken out.
Yeah. But
it's not that he's doing a worse job. It's that I got used to Dinklage being sort of detached and weird.
Yeah, I don't think Dinklage's delivery was like sarcastic. Like the detachment just felt, I don't know. To me, it was so nothing. It's just like
here's what it was. I watched like a comparison film where it showed like back to back, like clips of the lines. And I just kept on going like, yeah, I like the Dinklage one better, and I like Nolan North. I'm a Nolan North guy.
I should check that out because I heard that Nolan North intentionally didn't.
Hey guys, Halo 5 came out. Here's 20 minutes on Destiny.
No, what are we doing? Let's try to wrap this up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
I heard that Nolan North didn't listen to any of Peter Dinklage's thing because he didn't want to be influenced by it, which I think as an actor is understandable. And apparently the people that were directing Nolan North didn't really care to make it similar at all. So I was kind of taken aback by how totally different it is. Like, Ghost was basically a nothing character to begin with, so it's not like there's much lost in translation there, but it surprised that he really does now seem like a sort of totally different kind of nothing character.
Yeah, it's a totally different personality.
Like the tone of everything he says is totally different. Like it sounds like for as much as a robot can, he's coming from a totally different place about everything he's saying to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nolan North's Ghost is yeah, you're right. He's way more earnest, whereas Peter Dinklage's Ghost is just sort of like, eh.
Yeah.
Which I guess makes sense because if you're just this like kind of eternal robot thing, then like, yeah, why would you be interested in anything happening to you or around you? But also, is that compelling? I'm not sure.
I feel like the Ghost is invested in the mission that's going on, but just isn't very emotive.
Yeah.
And I think that some of that is Peter Dinklage phoning it in, which is what people were picking up on. Right. But I think that a lot of it was like a choice in like a character choice.
Like with Peter Dinklage's Ghost, so Destiny starts, and I missed this part for the Nolan North, so I don't have the comparison, but it starts with like, you're dead, right? And like the ghost brings you back to life or some shit. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if this was ever stated explicitly. Maybe it was just how weird and detached Peter Dinklage's Ghost was. I always got the impression that you were like the 10,000th person he had brought back to life in hopes that you would like save the galaxy or something. So to him, it's like just totally routine. Like he just doesn't care. Like, oh yeah, I brought you back to life. Let's go do stuff, I guess. Meh.
I kind of got a similar impression. I also don't know if that's true. I don't think it was ever stated explicitly, but that I do get the sense that like a ghost will have multiple guardians. Anyway, is there anything else about Destiny, or can we talk about
God, I hope
that matters?
not. I really hope there's not.
Okay.
All right. Oh, this is the last thing I'll say about Destiny is that it's almost upsetting to me how much I just now want to play Destiny. Like, there's part of me that's like, oh, I should go play some Destiny, and then I'm like, no, what am I talking about? I have Halo 5. Why would I play Destiny?
Before we talk about Halo 5, I have a couple of things to say first. Okay. First of all, I've been playing Until Dawn.
Okay.
And have you played any of that or seen anything about it?
No, I was saving it in the hopes that we could do a Let's Play of it one day, but I guess you've been playing it, so it doesn't even matter. Just fuck me, who gives a shit?
You can't just hope that we're going to do a Let's Play of something without telling me.
I did tell you.
No, you never told me not to play it. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's
clearly.
not scary, even a little bit.
Oh.
It's good. I like it. It's like I like it in the way that it's like unfolding the things that a horror movie does, not in an intentional satirical way, but just because of the way it's paced and the way it's not scary and how it's a lot longer than a horror movie. You get to sort of like see the way that horror movies are paced and how they come together, and that's interesting. I don't know, something about it, like there's no atmospheric terror, which is a thing that I'm very susceptible to. I had to stop playing Amnesia and Alien Isolation because I kept forgetting to breathe before there was even a monster.
I don't know a ton about a lot of the mechanics of Until Dawn, but am I right in that it's not like Amnesia or Alien, whatever the fuck that game was?
Alien Isolation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not like that, in that it's not really like a game where you're like actively playing. You're just moving around and then like quick time events happen. Right?
There are quick time events. I don't know, like it doesn't feel a lot different to me than Silent Hill, another game I don't think is scary.
Okay. Oh, by the way, can we just I've been thinking a lot about this. We should just stop Silent Hill 4, right?
I don't know. Should we? I thought we were close to the end.
What? No, we're not close to the end, by the way.
We're not?
No.
Oh. I don't know.
Haven't we been having a hard enough time getting together to record stuff? Are we really going to waste any of that time doing Silent Hill 4?
Well, we could just put it on the back burner. I will say that 3 hours, Ryan Collette on YouTube said on an episode on our The Cave Patreon request, said, finish Silent Hill 4. So I agree. We should stop.
Yeah, I think we should stop. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Fuck you,
What was
Ryan.
his name? What was his name?
Ryan Collette. Collett.
Congratulations, Ryan Collette. You are personally responsible for the end of the Silent Hill 4 Let's Play. I hope you're happy.
I hope you're happy.
Anyway, moving on.
Now that we're past that bit of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that... I don't know. I think there's something in the way that it's really clunky to control in the way that Silent Hill 4 or Silent Hill as a series is, and I feel like that keeps me from being terrified just by walking through spooky places, because it's all the environments look really good and everything is spooky looking, and I'm walking around and I'm like, how come I don't feel like I feel like in Dead Space where I'm terrified just to be in the rooms? I don't know why, but it doesn't make it a worse game for it. It still is a fun thing.
Cool.
It's really cool. You should check out Until Dawn.
Okay, maybe I will. Fine.
How's your Xbox? You have an Xbox now.
Yeah, I got an Xbox One, dog.
How's your Xbox Now?
I got one of those. Wait, what?
That's the next Xbox. It's called the Xbox Now.
There's a next box?
There's going to be a next box. It's called the Now.
God damn it. Wait, what? Is this a real thing that you've heard about?
Nope.
Okay.
But it could have been. And learn your lesson from that, Microsoft.
That sounds like some fucking bullshit Xbox successor or weird side thing that could really exist. Xbox Now absolutely sounds like the name of an Xbox thing.
It's bad. It's not good.
No.
Fix your look, Microsoft. You have an Xbox. I don't know how. I know that you've got Halo 5.
Uh-huh.
I know that you borrowed from me Rare Replay, Alien Isolation, and Dragon Age.
Uh-huh.
And what do you think of your whole thing? In 4 words or less. Kyle?
Candle. Remote control.
And you got one more word.
Yarn.
Is that a positive review? Oh, you may now expand upon your forwards.
Sorry, Keith. I try not to ascribe any kind of emotion, either positive or negative, to my reviews because I feel like it influences them too much.
You're saying that if there was implicit meaning behind the words of your review, then you would have to be casting judgment, and that's not your bag?
Right. Well, the thing is, I'm trying not to be reductive. I don't want to just say,
yeah,
oh, is this thing good or bad? Should people buy it, yes or no? It's like, hey, read the text of my review, and how does it make you feel?
I like to do inductive reviews, which is why I light all the products on fire. Yeah. Or is that conductive? No, it's electricity.
I'm
sure that my joke made sense somewhere. Anyway, do you like your Xbox?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I was actually a little surprised because I knew that I would like it because it's a video game thing, and it gives me the Halos, and that's really all I need to like a thing.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised. I'm actually really liking the whole console.
Right? It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. I have my cable box running through the Xbox like you do.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking in love with that.
That's a great feature.
It's awesome. I'm surprised by how... I mean, I have a lot of problems with the fact that it means that anytime I'm using my cable box, my Xbox has to be on. Like, I think that's kind of like a really bizarre waste of power.
I feel like that's not a thing that you would notice on your bill.
It could be. The other thing, so what I'm doing is, for the past few months, I've been really bad about turning my PC off. I don't use my PC very often, and I tend to just, like, shrug and leave it on for, like, days or weeks at a time.
Oh, I'm 100% about that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to offset or even perhaps go further than the damage I'm doing with having my Xbox One on all the time by trying to turn my PC off as much as possible.
I think that there's lists on the internet of like how much money per month a thing costs you, like per hour.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should look into that and see like how much having your PC on is actually affecting your electricity bill. Because I really don't think it's that much.
I've looked at...
Especially if it's in sleep mode. If it's in sleep mode, it's like basically off.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't asleep, though. It's it'll be on for days at a time, like just on.
You don't have like an automatic sleep after 2 hours?
Well, the thing is that I routinely turn that off because when we're recording, I don't want my computer to go to sleep.
Okay, you can't just do like 5 hours then?
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
It's for you, man.
Don't be a dick, dude.
I reconsidered, and I don't mind that you shut your computer off now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm surprised by how much I like the idea of having my Xbox and my cable box all in one thing, like on one input. Like, it's just super cool that I can just be watching TV and then I turn my controller on and hit the guide button, and then like the window just shrinks down, and then I'm just in the Xbox, like right there.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I like this is something that I say at GameStop when everybody in the world wants to know what system is better.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I say is that having both systems, I just find my Xbox better to use in general, like as a device. In addition to saying that they're basically the same thing and that it doesn't really matter at the end, I also say that I use my Xbox more and it's better as a thing to use.
Yeah, I think I knew this at the time when the consoles were both being revealed, but I think what draws me to the Xbox One interface, even though it definitely has problems and like...
Absolutely has
the
problems,
first night that I had the Xbox One, I was like flabbergasted by how incomprehensible I found it to be.
Oh, really?
Like, what is anything?
I found it pretty easily transcribable from the 360.
I did not.
The thing that I have a problem with is how long it takes to load things like messages and achievements.
Yeah,
that stuff is like a problem.
It is, yeah. Especially in Rare Replay when like most of the games in that package are sort of bizarrely complex retro games that don't explain themselves well. So you
have to use the guide.
You have to read you have to read the digital manuals to all those games to be able to play them correctly, and it's all goes through like the snap help thing, and it's all the slowest in the world.
Yeah. You're talking about Sneaky Snake.
You mean Snake Rattle and Roll?
Sure. Oh, you know what? Sneaky Snake might be the name of an achievement for Snake Rattle and Roll.
Okay.
Is that what you're talking about? Snake Rattle and Roll, the most complicated game of all time?
I mean, that was I did have that in mind as I was saying that, because that's the game that I'm currently on in my quest to play a little bit of all those games in chronological order.
I also have been doing that. Not necessarily. There's a couple exceptions where I went and I played like Jet Force Gemini for a little bit, and I went and played Viva Pinata for a little bit.
But... Oh yeah, I'm like I'll play whatever I want, but I am also going in order.
Yeah, I would like that back though.
Yeah, I actually already bought a digital copy of it because like all the 360 games that are in that package just manifest in your regular games folder.
Yeah.
As 360 games, and it was driving me nuts that I would go into my game library and see all these games and like
couldn't
not be
play
able
them
to
until the disc was in.
Yeah, not just be able to play them whenever I wanted. I was like, fuck this.
I
want to own this game anyway. So
I totally agree with you. I hate having disc games. It drives me crazy that I have to get up and switch a disc to play Metal Gear or whatever.
Yeah, I was already pretty much done with disc-based games, but like Rare Replay put me over the edge like even further, to the point where I'm just like, fuck disc games forever.
Yeah.
Except, like I will get a disc-based game when I can get it cheaper. Like when I worked at Best Buy, I bought games on disc because I got like $10 off, and I got Halo 5 on disc because I traded in some stuff and got like GameStop credit, so I ended up getting Halo 5 for like $10.
Did you know that GameStop has officially changed their slogan from power to the players to the more you trade, the more you save?
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Gross.
I mean, power to the players is a bad thing.
Yeah.
But the more you trade, the more you save is part of their weird propaganda bullshit.
I mean, yeah. And also, it sounds weird. It sounds like if you had asked me, I would have guessed that was their slogan before power to the players.
It has been a thing that they've been saying for a while.
Yeah. Wait, question. Is it the more you trade, the more you save, or the more you trade, the more you save?
Oh, I believe that it is the more you trade, the more you save. Yeah, it is not. It is not. Yeah, it could have been.
I would have to strangle myself with this headphone cord that I'm holding right now, if that were the case.
That would have been a bleak end to the podcast.
Yeah. I'm sorry it had to be this way.
But it does have to be this way.
Yeah.
Blame GameStop. It's just like, because GameStop doesn't... First of all, everybody's on this digital games thing. It's not going... It's not a fad.
No,
and
no,
GameStop is a store that sells discs.
Yeah.
And they sell, credit. They sell digital currency to buy games, and they sell like DLC codes.
Yeah.
And they're like
they don't sell digital codes for full price games though, right?
They do, but only some.
Oh, so you're saying I probably could have traded for like a code of Halo 5?
I don't know for Halo.
Okay.
But I think maybe, yeah. Anyway, GameStop is a store that doesn't exist unless they're tricking people into trading in their games.
Yeah, exactly.
You dope.
Sure. Yeah, I mean I am more than smart enough to not trade anything into GameStop, but I am impatient.
There are times
I am impatient enough to where that is the only way I sell my games.
Yeah. I totally That's what I tell people. Come in and they're mad about like how little we give back for stuff, and I
just
see,
keep it, dude.
I see that's the point, is that just keep it. But I see people come in and they're like, they have a stack of 10 games. We're like, we'll give you $14 for those 10 games, and they get really mad. And I see other people kind of struggling with that anger, and I found that it works to just explain it the way that it totally actually is, which is you're trading the actual value of your games for the convenience of not actually having to sell them yourself.
Right.
A lot of people don't understand that, and it's still a bad deal to trade your stuff into GameStop. It is not a good deal.
No.
It's also not a good deal to buy the scratch protection.
No.
I've sold hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of scratch protection and never seen a single person return on that.
Wow.
Yeah,
because I know some people need it. Some people are just like weird, stupid monkeys that can't not scratch discs.
But that's what I'm saying. There are some people who do like that is a good deal for them because they do fuck up their discs so bad. And I do see people that like, oh, it is worth, like, this is a game that you're getting $10 back for that you're probably never going to get paid again or play again. Like Mario Kart for the DS still goes for like $9. Kyle?
Sorry, 1 second. Hello.
Hi. So I was saying, like, there are people who need the disc protection who, like, legitimately can't keep their discs in a good condition.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people that, you know, should be trading in some of these games because, you know, it's the one or two cases where it makes sense where, okay, you're never going to play Mario Kart for the DS again, but somehow it's still going for $9.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, like, you can get $9 back if you find your Mario Kart DS cartridge. Like, for real. Yeah. And those are so there are cases where it makes sense, but...
Dude,
like,
right
you just,
now,
yeah.
I mean, this is a much more recent game, so it's less crazy. But I had to use so much self-control to not trade in Pikmin 3 because Pikmin 3 trades in for $33 right now.
Yeah, that's, as far as I know, that's the most you can get back for trading in a game.
I think it is. Yeah, I think Pikmin 3 is currently like the highest valued trade-in. Which is
also
nuts to me.
Majora's Mask for the 3DS as well.
Oh, okay.
Because that's selling for $50 used.
That's so. Wait, that's
impossible. $10 more than new. Yeah.
But you can just download it for $40.
I know.
This can't be a real thing.
It's because people don't decide the numbers. A computer decides the numbers, and a computer doesn't care that you can download it for 30 or 40 or whatever. All the computer knows is how few copies it has, and it's like, holy shit, we don't have any copies of this. $50.
No, I still have never seen a used game marked higher than new.
There are a couple. There's some Fire
Emblem
Emblem games marked higher than new.
I think their Metroid Prime trilogy, at least at some point, was going for like $70 to $75. But that was different because it was like a few years after it came out or something.
Here's another weird exception. MLB 2K13 for the 360 is $56 used.
Excuse me?
It's because it was the last MLB game made for a Microsoft system.
Oh.
And it's basically impossible to find. So it's 56 used.
Man, I forgot all about that. That's nuts. Like,
yeah.
That's so stupid on MLB's part because it's like they're just leaving all this money on the table. If people are paying near full retail price for a game that came out how many years ago? Like
3 years ago.
Yo, why would you... I mean, they're probably in contract now. Why would you license that shit to Sony? That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's possible that Sony is paying MLB for the license.
Well, I mean, yeah, they pay for the license.
Sorry, I mean, like, paying what MLB thinks the difference would be. Because in MLB's for MLB, what they're missing is the profits from their games on Microsoft systems.
Yeah.
But for Sony, they're taking anybody that would buy a system just because it has baseball on it,
right, and
then all the other games that they would buy.
Yeah. I mean, in a world where it's PS4 and Xbox One, that makes a little bit more sense because Xbox One is losing. It has less people that own it. But in a world in 2012...
It has higher software sales, though. More people buy games on Xbox One than PS4.
That makes sense. I mean, I don't... That's a weird
Sorry,
thing to
as
say.
far as GameStop numbers are concerned. P.S. I don't work at GameStop anymore. That's why I'm just like...
Yeah. I said...
My last day was like yesterday.
Oh, okay, cool. You said that, and then I said, that makes sense. And what I meant to say was, yeah, I've heard that. Not that makes sense, because I don't think it makes total sense. But I've also heard that the Vita, I don't know if this is still going on, but apparently for a long time, the Vita had like a ludicrously high attach rate compared to most consoles. Like I think most consoles have like 2.5 as an attach rate, meaning the average person owns 2 to 3 games.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Because people they only buy like a game a year, and they trade in all their other games when they're done with it or whatever.
Oh,
and
they only own 2 to 3 games at a time.
Yeah,
Not like they go the entire lifespan of the system only having played 3 games.
I think so. It might be 4 or 5. I don't know. That like I'm kind of pulling that number out of my ass, but I think like the attach rate on the Vita was like 3 times whatever it normally is for a console or something.
Do you think that's because the people that buy Vita games just want to play the anime trash games on there?
I mean, I think there are people with Vitas that like anime trash games.
Well, that's okay, but if you look at the Vita section at a GameStop, it is like literally game after game is just anime games.
Yeah.
And that's the only system that is the case for. Mm-hmm. So I think that maybe just like people that are way into anime and anime games are just buying Vitas and buying all those games.
I mean, there's that too, but I think it's. I've heard that traditional games sell surprisingly well on Vita. Also, I've heard people say things like, that's why indie games are still getting ported to the Vita because people with Vitas actually buy them. So like the money you make off of a Vita version of a game is pretty comparable to any other system, despite how few people have Vitas. Because the people that have Vitas are like. People that have Vitas love their Vitas and love games and buy games on their Vita.
That's so weird.
It is really weird, but as a person with a Vita, I can tell you it makes sense because I love my Vita.
Do you play a bunch of games on it?
Not recently, but for a long time, I used it pretty frequently.
I mean, I guess if you've bought 8 games, then you're already like at the average for Vita.
And I've got way more than that.
Yeah, so there you go. Done.
Yeah. Wow, what about Halo 5?
I like it.
Yeah, you sure? I like it also.
I like it. I was concerned that I wouldn't.
Why is that?
Well, because I had kind of not avoided. I just kind of hadn't seen anything about Halo 5 like at all. Mm-hmm. Just because I knew I was going to buy it, and I was just busy, and I was like, why would I look into Halo? I'm just going to get it. Who cares? I'll figure it out when the game comes out.
For me, I avoided everything about Halo 5 that I possibly could because I didn't think I was going to be able to get an Xbox One in time to play the game, and so I was just really upset that I couldn't play Halo 5, and I didn't want anything to make me feel even worse about that, to the point where I finally got the money and ordered my Xbox One on Amazon, and then like I saw like an article or something about Halo 5, and immediately my brain was like, fucking stupid Halo 5, and then I was like, wait, no, I can actually be excited about Halo 5 now. I had to like train myself to be happy about Halo 5. It was weird.
That is weird. I didn't know that the game wasn't split screen anything until like the day it came out.
Yeah,
or the day before it came out.
I knew that like a year ago and was sad about it.
Yeah, and I didn't know that. I didn't know because I also didn't play the beta. I didn't watch any footage of the beta. I didn't see anything. So when I got into the game and I went to throw a grenade and my guy zoomed in, I was like, "What?" I was like so thrown off. And then
I knew that
there was no armor abilities, and I was like, "What is going on?" And so I was just like, everything was thrown into disarray. And then eventually, I was like, okay, even though I'm zooming in, it doesn't feel different than how Halo feels.
Yeah, like when I heard that every gun would have like an aim down sights feature, I was sort of put off. I was like, I don't know if I like that. That doesn't sound like Halo to me until I started playing Halo 5 and kind of realized like all the guns that really matter in Halo were already guns where you could look through the sights anyway.
Yeah, and the ones first of all, there's no like physical now you're looking down the scope animation, like that doesn't exist. Your gun is kind of just in the same place. It just some of them change form, or there's some sort of indicator that you're focusing. But all the guns, all the close range weapons that don't need to zoom in have a very subtle. It's more like a focus than an aim down sight, and it feels very nice and does not feel un-Halo. No. Which is good.
When this came to light when they put out, I think, like the first beta or whatever, and 343 paid a lot of lip service to this idea where they were like, aiming down the sights doesn't improve your accuracy, so you don't need to do it. I don't know if that ended up being true in the final product, but it seems really weird to me, the idea that it doesn't.
Well,
it changes the speed at which you look, I guess.
Battlefront does the same thing, and I think that it doesn't physically increase the accuracy of your gun. Like, you're not spraying when you're not focused, but what it does is, like, it just gives you a clearer view of what's happening. Whether it's with the battle rifle, where it gives you a much clearer view because you're zooming in effectively, or gives you a slightly clearer view and a steadier aim, like with the assault rifle.
Yeah, steadier aim and zooms a little bit.
Yeah,
I find that with the
it just makes heads bigger on your screen, so you can put the reticle in a better spot.
I still find though that like most of the old Halo weapons, I just instinctively never zoom. Like, I basically haven't zoomed ever with the assault rifle because, like, my brain is just wired to, like, never do that.
Oh, no, I've been doing it up and down.
All right.
Yeah. A thing that I have not yet done is the jump in the air and, like, bash down on the ground to kill someone thing.
Oh, okay.
I haven't done that, and I still am not sure that I like the hover in the air while zoomed thing.
I like it. I didn't even know about that. I played through like 2/3 of the campaign and then just did it. And I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck was that?" I didn't even realize you could do that.
I like aiming, and I guess I don't have to do this because you don't have to focus in. But
sure,
I like falling and shooting a bullet while I'm falling, and then I go to focus and then I kind of halt, and then I'm like, "Oh shit, I shot too soon because I thought that I was going to fall farther."
Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from. Like, if you're the kind of person that like is used to jumping all over the place and like doing shots in midair and stuff, like it can really throw you off because it's totally different. But I'm so bad at aiming that like this only helps me.
Yeah, that's probably what the trade-off was they were like, anybody who's super good at Halo and likes to jump around and shoot stuff and fall from balconies and shoot stuff on the way down is going to have a harder time, but pretty much 95% of our player base is going to find this way better.
And I'm totally not used to the dash thing yet. Like, I have to keep trying to I'm trying to like train myself to use it. I have to keep being like, okay, remember to use the dash. Like, if someone comes around the corner and has a gun, try to dash away from them or something. I don't know.
So here's the way that I sort of did not do the normal sort of Keith thing that I would do, where I played like 20 hours of multiplayer before I even touched the campaign.
Oh, weird.
Where normally I play through the entire campaign before I will do anything else.
Yeah.
And I think doing that is why I was sort of hip to the tricks, Kyle.
Gotcha,
because I saw everybody in the world dashing all around, and I was like, oh shit, I got to also do that.
Yeah.
And same thing with the sort of hover aim thing.
Have you finished the campaign?
No, I'm on the 4th level, I think.
Whoa, that's not very far into the game.
No, I only started the campaign today.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm on the last mission. I just played a couple hours today. I'm pretty sure I'm at the end of the game.
Have you been playing online multiplayer at all?
Online co-op, you mean?
No, online multiplayer.
Yeah, I've played some.
How is that for you?
I'm enjoying it. I would say, like, I think I had like one game worth of like learning curve where like the very first match I got into, everything felt wrong and I was just like terrible and completely ineffectual, and it's just like, am I just the worst at Halo 5? This is all confusing to me. And then after that it was fine.
I had a similar-ish sort of thing.
Yeah.
I've had some real clunkers of matches where I did terribly, but for the most part, I feel like I've been doing well and that it's fun to play. Not a ton of maps, it feels like.
Yeah.
I feel like Halo 2 and Modern Warfare 1 like kind of trained me to expect like 15 multiplayer maps.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of like all their DLC packs, Halo 2 had like 30 maps, like literally 30 maps.
Yeah, it was a ton of maps. And I feel like Halo 5, and I don't know how many the number is, I feel like Halo 5 has 6 maps.
Well, also the thing that I've found in jumping around to the different, game types a little bit. This has always been a thing in Halo and basically in every shooter, but it seems even more strict about it in Halo 5, where there are certain maps that go with certain types. Like,
Okay.
have you gotten to the remake of, I think the map was called Heretic in Halo 2, or maybe that was the remake in 3 was called Heretic. It's like that Covenant ship, and the map is sort of circular, and it has like the ramps around the outside.
And the floaty map at the center top
Yeah.
where the sword is.
Yes. Have you played in that at all?
I did not even know that was in this game.
Yeah. See, that map seems to only show up for capture the flag. Like,
Really? Because that is like such a Slayer map for me.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, in Halo 2, I played that like that came up in Slayer. That's what I would play for Slayer a lot. But no, because I've almost exclusively been playing Team Slayer because
Gotcha.
the way that the ranking thing works for the multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, you play 10 placement matches and then it puts you in a league.
Yeah, and I've been trying to move my league up in Slayer, so I've basically been playing only Team Slayer, and then also some Arena.
I like Arena.
So no, sorry, not Warzone.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about Warzone a little later, I think. I've been playing.
Oh, will we do that?
We will. Yes. I've been playing mostly Arena because, first of all, I used to hate Capture the Flag in Halo, but in Halo 4, I began some kind of torrid Capture the Flag love affair.
Okay.
Where I played it like it was a full-time job, and now I'm really unhappy that there's no Capture the Flag playlist
mode
in Halo 5. So Team Arena is the only way that I know of to get Capture the Flag, because it shows up like maybe once every 10 matches or something. But it's mostly Team Slayer anyway, so
yeah.
Arena for me is basically like Team Slayer, and then sometimes I get rewarded with a Capture the Flag match.
That's about. I mean, yeah, that's sort of what I saw with Team Slayer, where I went, or with Arena, where I went into Arena and I did one Slayer match, and two in a row, and then there was a one kill elimination Capture the Flag in I guess the Halo 5 mode called Breakout, and I was like, fuck this, and then I never played Arena again.
Okay, yeah. See, that was maybe like the second or third match that I got into in Halo 5 was Breakout, and I was so confused. Like I was literally planning on coming on like this podcast like the day after or something and being like, Keith, let me tell you about Breakout. It's literally a broken mode.
Right.
Like, it's a Capture the Flag mode where capturing the flag is completely disincentivized. What is this?
Oh, and not only that, Breakout, I finally, so I got the flag, right? I got the flag, and then I'm like, yes, finally, after being killed and having to sit out for like 3 rounds in a row, I've got the flag, I got a kill, and I'm going to bring it back home to my base, and then I get to my base, and no, you're supposed to bring the flag to their base, which is crazy, because Halo already has a mode called Assault, where that's the point.
Yeah. But I played more Breakout, and I've come around on it. I actually really like it now.
That's fine.
I've played... Breakout is the only game type that I've been ranked yet in.
Okay.
But I've only played it just enough to be ranked.
I just hate the fact that I brought the flag back to my thing, and then I realized I'm supposed to deliver the flag in this game of Capture the Flag. It's in a game where like there's a game type called Assault where already that's what it is.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
So
it wouldn't be as crazy if Assault didn't already exist. If Assault already wasn't a thing where Halo has a game type where you're supposed to deliver something from the middle to the other base.
I think the difference there is just that when it's the flag, you can shoot while you hold the flag, whereas with Assault you can only hold the bomb. And
it wouldn't have been easy just to make it a lighter bomb that you can shoot while holding.
I don't know,
Kyle. Symbols mean things. It's called Capture the Flag. You see a flag in a video game, you know what to do with it. You can't just change that stuff.
That's a good point, and I actually don't know why this was, because I don't remember, but I never had that moment of confusion. Like, for some reason, I always knew that you were supposed to bring the flag to their base, and I don't know why I knew that.
I would say that it's one of two possibilities. One, you either saw someone else delivering the flag in your game, where my team, or you saw the fucking waypoint that I didn't see.
Okay, or maybe like No, I definitely don't think this happens, but it could be just one of those things where like the announcer guy goes like, "Deliver the flag to the enemy's base" at like the beginning of the match.
Okay, I'm gonna make a noise. You reminded me of this. I'm gonna make a noise, and I want you to tell me what you think of this.
Okay.
Slayer.
What?
The announcer guy.
That's a terrible Halo announcer. What you just
I
did.
know, and that's how he says Slayer in Halo 5.
Oh.
He says it like kind of sassy.
Yeah, I don't really like the
Slayer.
I feel like the announcer has been getting worse and worse over time.
I don't know why they don't just use the same clips. They were fine in Halo
Right?
2
Yeah,
or 1.
I know.
Just he said Slayer really, really well one time.
Yeah.
Just use that clip.
All right.
Slayer.
All right,
Like
Keith.
that's all you got to do.
Let me break this down for you. Let's get back to Breakout though.
Warzone. Breakout.
What I at first I thought Breakout was a broken mode because it's so if you don't know, it's a 4-on-4 match where there's no respawning. So once you die, you're out, and it's like this capture the flag thing where you have to bring the flag to the enemy's base. But as I was playing
deliver the flag thing.
Yeah, nobody was touching the flag because it was so much more effective to just shoot all the people on the other team. Like,
yeah.
And at first I was like, this mode's broken. It's a capture the flag mode where it makes no sense to capture the flag.
Because it's so hard to do.
Yeah, I think I realized that it's really just kind of supposed to be a different... like, the flag is just there so that you can't just hide in a corner and not move and, like, so the match never ends. It's kind of just supposed to be, like, a nudge where, like, you can't hide too much because then someone will just go grab the flag. So you at least have to be, like, out in the open making things happen.
I guess.
It's
I don't know.
It's more kind of like SWAT. Like, and also you don't have an
Isn't
overshield
the incentive
just like SWAT.
Isn't the incentive not to hide, just like the game will end and you'll get no points?
Well, I think it would be a draw, right? If the game just ended and both teams were still alive.
I guess. Yeah. You just hide in your own base. I don't know. I've only played one game of it.
I agree that it's a little weird, but I've just been having fun with it. I like that all the maps are like these really weird, like I guess they're essentially Forge maps, even though Forge hasn't been patched into the game yet, but apparently it's coming.
Is it coming? That's good. That's good to know. Especially because of how bad Halo 4 was about making game types and stuff. Halo 4 was really bad about... Sorry, not Halo 4. Master Chief Collection. Master Chief Collection was terrible with like making custom games and doing any sort of custom anything. Even like just configuring regular normal things in the match was kind of pared down in a really weird way.
Not my thing.
It's my thing.
Okay.
What do you think about Warzone?
Warzone, I just played it. I've played like I think 2 matches. Just like a couple nights ago, I was actually playing co-op with Andy, and he kind of introduced me to it.
Yeah.
And he was like explaining the mechanics of the game, and I was like, "Oh, so it's like Halo Dota." And he's like, "I don't know anything about Dota, so I guess
it's Halo Dota." Yeah.
Yeah, it's Halo Dota.
There's not
creep
the part
waves.
of Dota. The part of Dota that is jungling is in this.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was like, sometimes like important enemies will spawn and you get extra points for killing them. I was like, oh, so there's jungling. I can go jungle. And he's just
you
like,
can jungle.
I don't know what you're saying to me.
It's a massive Halo map. It's okay, so think of this. It's a battle arena. It's an online battle arena. It's a Halo online battle arena.
Or a HOBA.
Or a HOBA.
Yeah, okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, I'll try to explain it real quick. It's, like you said, it's a giant map with 12 on 12, I think it is.
Yeah, 12 on 12.
And it's your basic, like, capture points. So you capture the bases, and then you rack up points over time. And
based
if you
on
manage...
kills of Spartans, kills of AIs, and of, like, boss AIs... And where the goal is to capture all the points so you can destroy the enemy core. Yeah,
weak AI enemies will spawn in the bases and just kind of hang out and sort of defend it a little bit.
Yeah.
So you want to capture all 3 bases. You want to hold all 3 bases and then go attack the enemy's core, which you actually have to just like shoot it a bunch, which seems really hard. I've only played 2 matches, but I would imagine that
that is not the way that it ends. Mostly,
Yeah,
it ends by reaching 1,000 points because you kill the bosses.
Right, And as you're playing, named, like, literally named enemies, like Colonel Fuck Blaster will, like, spawn onto the map, and then you have to go blow up Colonel Fuck Blaster's tank or something, and you get, like, bonus points.
Yeah.
And
it's actually rated T, so it's Colonel Funk Blaster. It's also it's rated T.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I looked on the box and was like, T, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, did you not know that?
No.
I noticed it like a couple months ago when like GameStop just had just a bunch of Halo stuff lying around. Where it's
you've had a lot more time to hang out in a GameStop and look at shit.
Yeah. I've had a bunch of that. But yeah, so this is actually a thing that I had been talking about, or at least thinking about, for a while before, actually because of Destiny and Titanfall, and I had been thinking of this stuff.
Oh wait, real quick,
Yeah.
Deals with gold. Recently there was Titanfall and all the Titanfall DLC for $5.
Yeah, not bad.
Purchased.
No, yeah, it's a good game. I like Titanfall a bunch.
Haven't played it at all. Anyway, go on.
I was thinking about this specifically because of Destiny and about like having to sell Destiny to kids that want Destiny and having parents be like, "What is this?" And like, is it violent? It says T. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And having to think about like why a game like Destiny or Halo 5 is rated T and why Call of Duty is rated M, and thinking about like the differences in violence.
Can I tell you what it is?
I mean, if you want to say what it is, you can.
Blood.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's just blood.
It's literally just blood, and I just find it like such a weird thing where the emphasis on what we're allowed to show to kids.
I know.
The violence is totally fine. It's just the blood that is the problem.
Yeah, that has always been insane to me. That like you can have a first-person shooter, but as long as blood doesn't come out, it's T-rated.
Halo 5 is more violent than Halos 1, 2, and 3.
Is it? Like in
it's
what way?
About the same as 4. Yeah, I would say that it's the exact same plus assassinations.
Okay, yeah. The assassinations are definitely violent. The funny thing to me about Halo being I feel that Halo should be rated M because it's a game where you take guns and shoot other people in the head.
Yeah.
But I've always known that blood was what made it rated M.
Yeah.
So whenever I thought about it, I was always like, shouldn't Halo be rated T because it doesn't really have blood, it just has alien blood, and that blood's blue, and it's only for red blood, until I would actually go into a multiplayer match and look for blood and be like, oh yeah, there's like blood all over the place. I never even noticed.
Yeah, there's blood everywhere in the Halo games, just because of you're right, just because of the multiplayer.
Yeah, but then Halo
and also
5,
like Marines and stuff.
Halo 5, no blood.
No blood.
Literally have not noticed.
They took out the blood. The same thing in Destiny. All the enemies evaporate. They just fizzle away. And I don't know. I just feel like
it's crazy.
I just feel like it's a good thing that games that are rated M are rated M, and that also Halo should be rated M. Like Halo 5 should definitely be rated M.
Yeah.
I think that kids under 17 should be able to play those games if somebody says that it's okay for them to play them.
And they are able to play them.
And they are able to play them.
Says that they're whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, what a weird priority to where like you can have the same violence and just take out the blood.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, it continues to be crazy how our country has no problem with violence and like is mortified of anything that has to do with sex and all this stuff. But I'll still take our weird fucked up rating systems and how our weird morals play into that over like other countries like in Europe or whatever where like they'll just ban games. Like this game's too violent so nobody can sell this game. Like that's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Cuz like that's banning stuff is always like not trusting your population to know how to deal with the contents of the thing.
Well, I guess.
And it's like, I trust people to deal with the fact that there's blood and gore in a game. Like, I don't think that there's a problem with... I don't think that there's an inherent problem with having blood or gore in a game.
Yeah.
Not that it can't be a problem in certain, like, presentations, but the idea that the difference between Destiny and
Halo 4.
The difference between Halo 4 and Halo 5 is enough to constitute a downgrade in rating.
Yeah.
It means that I think that people should really look into the motives behind the rating system.
Yeah. And it just occurred to me, I just reminded, game ratings in this country do effectively have a de facto ban, which is AO, which just means you have to be 18 to play the game. But like
you have to buy it, like,
every
from a
retailer in the
special
country refuses to stock AO games, and console manufacturers refuse to allow AO games on their systems, so it essentially bans the game. But it almost never happens.
Yeah, what was the last one of those, like Manhunt or something?
Yeah, Manhunt 2 is almost the only one I know of.
Yeah. Which is crazy that they didn't just edit it down
They did.
to be M?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was too late to substantially change the game, but really the problem was, like, all the crazy, gory executions. So they eventually released an unrated version on PC that's just uncut, but it was like, you go to do the assassination, and I think, you know, it'll be like, it turns black and white, and then there's, like, a crazy warp effect on the screen, so you can't really tell what's happening. Like, that kind of thing.
Games are weird. Do you have anything else to talk about?
Halo 5 still.
Okay, what's up with that? Oh, yeah, we didn't really talk about Warzone.
Oh, Warzone, yeah.
Yeah, we got
I don't know.
sidetracked.
It seems cool, but it's a little bit like Dota, and just like Dota, it kind of feels like it's really long, and if you fall, it's easy to fall way behind and just kind of be like, well, I guess we're definitely not going to win this. I don't know.
I've had so I've only played like 4 Warzone matches because they are pretty long. They're like twice as long. I think the clocks for I don't know if there is a time limit actually. I think the clock
yeah.
runs upwards.
You're probably right.
So it's first to 1,000 points, and a Spartan kill is 10. So it's a minimum of 100 Spartan kills, and I think bosses are worth like a pretty significant, more like 50 or 100 points each.
Yeah, like bosses get to be like 100, 150, maybe even more.
Yeah.
And you rack up points over time just for having bases.
Yeah, that too. So I would put the average length of a Warzone match at like 20 minutes probably. It also, that's like where the Warzone cards, or I guess the requisition cards play into.
Yeah.
So like as you're playing multiplayer, you're earning points to buy packs, and those packs have either cosmetic changes or like weapons that you can call in during Warzone matches.
Yeah. So let me try to think about it. It's
okay.
When you open a pack of cards, a la Hearthstone or something, you know, like it pops open and cards come out, and there could be anything from like a plasma pistol, like cards that say plasma pistol or overshield, or also like new armor sets or
Scorpion
like
tank,
weapon skins and vehicles and stuff. Yeah, so some of those like armor and gun skins are just unlocks that you now have, and the rest are like expendable cards that you can use in Warzone. So when you respawn, you can be like, I want to respawn with a plasma pistol and a Scorpion tank because that's how I roll. And all those card packs also sell for real money, which is really the troubling, insidious part of the whole thing.
It is troubling and insidious. I will say that of all the games that I've played that have in-game money and real money alternatives, you make the money to buy stuff in Halo 5 faster than anywhere else I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's definitely viable to not pay real money and just get packs of cards.
I'm playing like 12 matches of multiplayer and getting the most expensive pack of cards that you can get, which has like guaranteed rares and legendaries, and also like guaranteed armor stuff.
That might also have
also
to do with performance. So I think if you're like playing really, really well, you're getting more points than if you're like losing all the time.
That's true, and I'm playing like average, probably, or slightly better than average.
What's your Team Slayer league, by the way?
Right now I'm in Platinum 2.
Ooh, Platinum 2. I don't know what the ranks are in Breakout.
I think it's Bronze, Gold, Silver, Platinum, Diamond, and then it gets into like the specialty things, which is like Champion and Legend or something.
Weird.
It's just like one spot. So it's really like instead
Oh.
of Diamond 12, it's basically effectively Diamond 11 and Diamond 12 instead of stopping at 10.
I'm gold in Breakout, which I kind of got excited about, and then I was like, you know what? Gold is probably like the second lowest one, though.
Yeah, it's third lowest.
That's not bad. It could be worse.
No, I'm only one above
I'm not
you.
great at games.
Yeah. So and then in addition to like having to play 12 matches to get the most expensive card or card pack, they're also constantly giving you packs for just like leveling up or getting a certain amount of points in a game.
Well, it's essential to the function of the game that you be able to get cards without spending money, because you don't need the cards for Warzone, but I mean,
no, and I almost
kind of
never
do
use them.
though.
Oh, really? I almost never use any of them.
Yeah, I in the two
I'll
matches
use like
I've
one
played,
or two cards a game.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm kind of like a pack rat, so I never want to use items like that, because then it's like, well, I have this Scorpion tank, but then I won't have my Scorpion tank anymore. And like, it's possible to like get in, someone blows you up with a rocket launcher in 2 seconds, and then your Scorpion tank card is wasted.
Yeah, I think what you need to do is be playing. I mean, you don't need to, but playing the arena multiplayer where you're not using cards but still getting a bunch of packs. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've been
I'll
getting
get like
some.
a small cheap pack like every third game,
Yeah.
or maybe even more than that.
Yeah, I've gotten a fair number of packs.
Yeah, okay. Did you buy any?
Not with money, no.
Yeah. Don't do that. That's dumb. I do want to give the game, like, first of all, don't have fucking real money packs in your game, you
I know.
idiots. But
Yeah.
second of all, nice restraint by having the easiest earned fake money in video games.
Yeah. The problem for me is not that you can spend money on the game after you buy the game, as much as I just really don't like how it means that like the Warzone is like, it's sort of balanced in that everyone has an equal opportunity to get these cards, but it's kind of unbalanced in that, like, if I'm playing Warzone and someone kills me with a Scorpion tank, it's not like, oh, they did really well, so they earned a tank, or like their team is holding all 3 bases, so they got a tank. It's just like, no, that person either just randomly got a tank or just paid for a really good pack to get a tank and then used a tank to
the
blow
tanks
me
are
up.
pretty common. I have like 7 Scorpion tanks.
I think I have 1.
I think maybe you just got unlucky, because I have like really just a ton of Scorpion tank cards.
Right.
If you're buying packs, I would just like hold out for the gold packs.
Yeah,
Have you been buying
that's what I've
cheaper
been
ones?
doing. I've been
Okay.
going more for like gold packs.
I don't think I've bought anything less than a gold pack, but the gold pack is just like, I've gotten at least 1, if not 2 Scorpion tanks in every gold pack I've opened.
Have you seen how many fucking sets of armor are in this game?
A ton. There's like 160.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's more sets of armor in this game than original Pokemon. Including Mew.
Oh my god. I was initially a little disappointed that they don't have like the piece by piece customization element anymore, but I kind of got over it.
Yeah, they've got the helmet and they've got the clothes. Right now, I think I've got the noble armor, and I've got the I had the hunter helmet, which is Locke's helmet.
Yeah.
Which I got because I got the fancy expensive version of the game.
Oh, I just got that because I pre-ordered the game like 2 hours before it came out.
Oh no, what did I get? Because I got like I got like 2 bonus big packs of cards.
Yeah.
And I also got like some lore stuff, like some lore books, and a metal craft like spaceship or something.
Weird.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks
Why
very
did you
intricate, and I
get
haven't
that?
set it up yet. I got it because I had the discount, and I paid $58 for it. All things said.
Oh, okay. All right,
I think
I can't fault you too much for that, I guess.
Yeah, Gavin and I, between the two of us, have 2 copies of The Witcher. So I was like, well, you've got 2 copies of it, and I've played like 150 hours of this game. I'm going to turn in The Witcher for, $23 plus 10 for turning it in towards Halo because they were doing a deal, and then minus my 15% discount, paid $58 for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You want to talk about campaign a little bit? We can wrap up
Yeah, let's
Halo
wrap up
and
on
probably
campaign.
this podcast with discussion of the campaign.
Yeah, sounds good.
I have to admit, I'm a little disappointed with the campaign.
It's hard not to be disappointed in a game that constantly has 4 Spartans on the screen where I cannot play with Gavin.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
feels not
It-
having split screen is like one thing that I would be upset about, but then also having a co-op focused game with no
Right.
split screen co-op is
Yeah.
fucking crazy, and I'm still mad about it.
Yeah, like in Halo 4, they brought it down from like 4-player co-op, which I think it was definitely in 3 and ODST. I think it was still in Reach.
It also is still in Reach,
Yeah, and then they brought it down to 2, and it kind of made sense a little bit because it was sort of like a tighter, more focused campaign, and it didn't, I don't think, really bring it down that much, but to specifically build your game around 4-player co-op and then not have split screen in a series known
for splits 4-player
Yeah.
co-op
Yeah,
or 4-player capability.
split screen.
There's not even co-op there's not even split screen
No.
multiplayer.
Nope.
You can't have a guest in your thing. That's crazy. It's 2015.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, on the other hand, the game looks incredible and is a solid 60 frames per second at all times.
But then just go like it's 60 frames per second at all times unless you're playing with 2 people.
Right,
Like who
yeah.
cares?
That's I tweeted that. I said something on Twitter like, I'm no gameologist, but if it's 60 frames in single player, isn't it theoretically pretty reasonable for it to do split screen 30 FPS? And I got a few people that were just like, no. And I was like, okay, well, I did
I don't know. I
did state not to be a gameologist, so
I don't know. I saw like a whole article about how the 343 reason for not being able to do split screen was kind of bullshit.
I mean, I have always been, I guess I would say, a defender of not having split screen in games. Not because like I don't want to have split screen, but I feel like there have been so many instances where I've had to listen to people ranting about like, nah, why is there no split screen? Developers so lazy. Why wouldn't you just do this? Like split screen's just like a switch that you can flip on, and I've always had to be like, well, split screen's really hard to do because you're rendering 2 games at once. It's like really hard to make work well, and also not that many people do it anymore since online gaming, and so teams just have to like look at how much time they have and how much money they have and just make strategic decisions about what's the most important features to put in the game, and often split screen is not on that list.
Yeah, but this is Halo. Right? Like this is the not that they don't have a budget or a time limit,
Yeah.
but it is like the one Microsoft flagship game that also has a legacy of being 4-player co-op.
So for the same reasons that I just listed, I do think it's understandable for any game to not have split screen, but I feel like we've said, Halo over the years has been really consistent about maintaining the split screen and being like the one game that still always had split screen and always did it really well. So it's pretty disappointing.
Yeah. Especially because we both live with a person.
Yes.
We both live with a significant other.
Uh-huh.
If like the closest Gavin and I have been able to come to like playing a game together is Disney Infinity 3.0 and passing the controller back and forth in Until Dawn. Like there's like nothing else. There's no other thing.
I know. Yeah. It when you really try to stop and think of like, what can 2 people sit on a couch next to each other and play nowadays? There's really not that many options.
Yeah.
On Halloween night, me and Nicole and Joey did a Halloween live stream, and Halo 5 had just come out 5 days earlier, but we still had to play Master Chief Collection for most of the time because Halo 5 didn't have split screen.
Ugh. Yeah. Who the fuck is Joey, by the way?
He's just like a guy that me and Nicole know.
How do you know this person? Do I know this person?
You've probably seen him once. But he's just like a person that we know in
because
our
all
life.
of a sudden he's on all these fucking videos. I have no idea who he is.
Yeah, he just for the past couple months, we just kind of fell into this thing where like he comes over every Saturday night.
Okay,
And
so you're doing this in a physical location.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if like Joey was over Skype or something. I have no idea.
Nope.
All right.
He's a real person that exists.
Is he cool?
Yeah, he's cool.
Off the record, is he cool?
I mean, he wears a lot of Wolf t-shirts. That's all I'm saying.
So he's really cool. All right. Do we have anything else to say?
Well, I
guess we didn't really talk about the multi. We just complained. We
didn't
said
really
we were going to
talk
talk
about
about
the
the campaign,
Yeah.
and then instead we just complained about split screen more.
I think I do think it's really weird that you have, even when you're playing single player, there's 3 AI with you, and they have that whole down but not out mechanic where the guy has to come save you.
They have the Gears of War, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of that, really.
I like it. I don't like it.
In co-op, it makes a lot more sense, but in single player, it's just weird.
Yeah, I actually got really mad at it. Like I stopped playing Halo today because I got on a section where like I got downed and there was very clearly 2 different AI friends could have helped me up, and instead they spent 4 seconds running into a wall.
Yeah,
because they didn't know the wall was there, and then they all died, and then I like had to backtrack 8 minutes.
Yeah,
I was like, fuck this. And
I just mean like
off.
Fundamentally, it's a bad idea in video games to put the player's life in the hands of stupid AI.
Right.
And it happens constantly in Halo 5 single player.
It also makes you more reckless in a game where I think it like has a really deliberate like 2 steps forward, 1 step back pacing to the combat, where first of all you'll get reckless and you'll run ahead because there's 3 other people to revive you, and then you get into situations where, oh shit, well, I thought they were going to save me, now I've got to go back 10 minutes.
Exactly. And then like it makes any section where your friends can't save you like disproportionately more difficult. Like there's a section where you have to be a banshee and like fly around and shoot a bunch of crap, and because in a banshee if you die you're just dead, it's like the hardest part of the game practically.
Is this the part where the cooling vents?
Yeah.
Okay, what difficulty are you playing on?
Heroic.
I also am, and I had a very easy time with that part.
Oh really?
Yeah, I actually didn't know I was supposed to be blowing up vents, so I was just kind of like flying around shooting stuff for like 8 minutes, and then they were like, Chief, you gotta shoot Chief, you gotta shoot the vents and stuff, and then I was like, oh, there's like 12 vents, and I just blew them all up. It was totally fine.
Wow, that's weird. I've played that section. I played that section once by myself on Heroic, and then once with Seer on Co-op Legendary. Mm-hmm. And it was definitely maybe I'm kind of mixing those 2 things up in my head because Legendary is definitely pretty rough in this game.
Okay,
Heroic,
I'm surprised because Heroic seems easy.
Yeah,
Heroic is like for real an easy thing.
I think that's the problem with this co-op thing is because it seems so hard to strike a good balance with the difficulty. Like in Jeff Gerstmann's review, he says that on normal the game's like stupidly easy to the point where you just feel invincible, and then on Heroic I do feel like it's pretty like to the point where when you play Heroic on a other Halo game you kind of expect to die pretty often and to just have to redo sections until you get it right essentially.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas in this one if I die I get like pissed because I'm like, what the fuck, I'm supposed to be saved by my robot friends.
I've only, in the 4 levels that I've played, I've only died twice.
Yeah.
And one of them was like a weird accident where my AIs were stupid and couldn't get to me.
Right. But then on Legendary, it just feels like everything is just stupidly deadly. It just felt like I was dying constantly from every direction at all times in a way that like it didn't feel like this meticulously crafted difficult experience. It just felt like someone cranked up a knob.
I think that's the loss in not having Bungie do stuff. I feel like Bungie was better with making those single player experiences feel measured and playable, and if not doable, I guess, if not easily doable than at least sort of like rationally planned out. Where 343 stuff kind of seems like a lot of the 343 stuff seems like rectangle rooms where you start at one end of the rectangle and there's just a wall of enemies that you have to bypass.
I don't know that I can really relate to what you're saying. I do feel like
I just feel like I'm always at a long end of a room, and I've just got to get to the other end of the room, and there's just a lot of bullets just coming at me from kind of the same direction.
In Halo 5 in particular, I think you're right, because again, the co-op thing, there's just like enemies everywhere. It's like every single encounter is like this crazy battle, it seems like.
Right.
Yeah. And just like from a story perspective, you're still pretty early, so I won't like spoil I won't spoil too much.
Can I guess? Do Locke and Chief realize that neither one of them is wrong and they have to take down the government?
No.
No, that's not
that would
it?
be great though. See, that would be great.
Is that for real not it?
No.
Oh, man.
See, that's one of my big problems with the story is that the marketing campaign really plays it up like, oh, the Chief's gone AWOL and the UNSC has got Spartan Locke to fucking take him down. And like there's sort of that kinda for like the first 5 or 6 missions, like maybe the first third of the game. But then that's kind of pretty quickly tossed aside for something else, which is interesting. Like it's kind of like at first I'm like really disappointed because it was like, man, I spent like 3 years, expecting this like cool back and forth between these like two characters that were like kind of like competing against each other.
Badasses.
Yeah, but then like instead the story's something different, and it's cool, but there's also not a lot of it because the cool part has a lot to do with Master Chief, and where you're
Every
at in the
other
game,
level is Locke.
No, it's worse than that. Where you're at in the game for the first few, it's like Locke, Master Chief, Locke, Master Chief. Then it takes this turn where like 75% of that campaign is Locke.
Really?
Like, you're almost never Master Chief in that game.
That's weird.
Yeah, and it kind of works a little bit in the sense that it makes Master Chief really mysterious because suddenly you never know where he is or what he's doing for most of the game, and you're like wondering like kind of what he's thinking. Like,
I feel like Master Chief is always kind of mysterious, and so far in this game, he's the least mysterious because he's constantly got like a group of friends to talk to.
Right? Yeah, I know.
At least where I'm at now.
What I'm saying is I was promised something by Halo 5 by that first teaser of fucking Master Chief in the desert with the Cortana thing, and none of that is in this even a little bit. Even up to
the release, like in the last month at GameStop, like the trailer that they were running was like a back-to-back trailer. I think it was maybe from E3 of Master Chief on the ground with Locke pointing a gun at him and monologuing about how Chief was evil and he was going to take him out.
Really?
And then cut to Locke lying on the ground in a desert with Master Chief pointing gun at him, talking about how he was going to take him out. And,
weird. Yeah,
yeah,
see,
and then it would be like Chief versus Locke, that was even like all of the promotional stuff that GameStop had like literally Locke's face and Chief's face and then a versus in the middle.
Hashtag Team Locke, hashtag Team Chief.
Yeah.
And then like that's barely what the story's even about. And there's a lot of the story in Halo 5 is made up by like a lot of threads that are continuing from like the Spartan Ops story cutscene stuff, which it's not the least interesting thing ever. Like I kind of like that story, but not anywhere near.
I didn't watch any of that stuff.
Yeah, neither did Andy. But I mean,
Andy was really mad that doctor had her arm chopped off.
Was he?
Yeah, he kept on like because we played like 20 minutes of co-op until he dropped out of the co-op in the middle of me saying a sentence, never rejoined, and never explained himself. The most Andy thing of all time.
That's amazing. We played for a few hours, but we had a really hard time at first because, like, something was fucked up with the servers, and, like, he couldn't join my game, and, like, joining each other's party wasn't working. It was a nightmare.
That was kind of happening with us, but then I think we got it working. But yeah, he was like, yeah, that doctor got her arm cut off, and they never explained it, and like you can't just do things without explaining them. And I was just like, Andy, some things happen like off camera, and they don't have to mean anything. And then I come to finally play some of the campaign, and one of the first things is like, did you notice that the doctor had her arm cut off? It's like, yeah, that elite that had her captive did it.
Yeah.
I
assume it happened at the end of the Spartan Ops series. I don't think I watched the end of it, but yeah, I think I mentioned that to him, and he was just like, "Oh, I didn't even know that existed. Where can I watch that?" Because Andy played like 10 minutes of Halo 4 and then stopped. Like he played through the campaign on normal, and then maybe played some of the multiplayer and went, "This game's a garbage fire," and never touched it again.
God, what a fucking idiot! I hate him so much.
I know. You saw my tweet, right?
I think you told me the tweet. Oh no, I saw the tweet.
Like from today about this podcast.
You were going to invite Andy onto the podcast, but then you realized that you couldn't stomach his opinions on Halo 4.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, we're gonna do a podcast. We're probably gonna talk about Halo 5 the whole time. I should get Andy, and then I realized, oh wait, if we're talking about Halo 5, we're gonna talk about Halo 4, and I just don't want to hear his fucking opinions about Halo 4 anymore because they're all the worst.
It's just I can't handle people complaining about what was the villain's name in Halo 4?
The Didact.
The Didact, and not saying that they don't know enough about the Didact while not recognizing that the story makes perfect sense without needing to know who the fuck the Didact is. Just because you don't know who he is doesn't mean some people just know who other people are in stories, and you don't need to know how they know that. As long as the story makes sense without that knowledge. It's fine.
Yeah, it's definitely...
Halo 4 had an amazing story, but
yeah, it's definitely a weak point in Halo 4 that, the villain is not well explained or fleshed out. But yeah, Andy... we were playing co-op. Andy was saying, to him, the story of Halo 4 was this disjointed, mad carnival of nonsense.
It makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense.
The only thing is that, I bet if the Didact's name was, Paul or something, I think it's just that Didact is not a recognizable word.
I mean,
no one complained about the librarian and not knowing who the librarian was, right? I think it's just that Didact is not a word people are familiar with. And it made it Didact. They never explained what Didact means.
I mean, I heard the word Didact and immediately intuited essentially what it meant.
Right.
I mean, not that really explains who he is at all.
Yeah, it just means it's like teacher or teaching or learning or something.
Yeah, sort of.
That's what that means, I think.
Speaker or whatever. Yeah, it was funny because he played Halo 4 so little that he didn't really know or remember anything that was in Halo 4. So we'd be playing and he would keep pointing out things that he liked about Halo 5, and then I'd just be like, Andy, that was in Halo 4. He was like, I fucking love the addition of the railgun. That gun's so awesome. And I'm just like, that was in Halo 4.
Halo
He's
4,
like,
yeah.
Are you sure? I'm like, I'm 100%
yeah, it's positive.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it's they might have made it easier to use in this game, or maybe it's the same and I'm just an idiot.
I've only touched it once.
It's good.
I'm just, that's not a gun that plays to my strengths.
It's also more of a multiplayer gun.
Yeah.
It's not much of a single player gun.
I haven't even seen one in the campaign.
They're in the same level with the Banshee thing that you had a hard time with when you're waiting for the Prowler to be fueled up or whatever. There's a couple of them up on the balconies.
Oh,
the catwalks. Okay. Yeah.
Man, that section, that very last part where you're trying to escape on the ship, on Legendary, that was nuts. I
was getting really stressed out by the end of it, even on Heroic. I didn't die at all, but there was already a hunter and a handful of jackals, and they were like, more reinforcements, and I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Seer and I died on that section on Legendary so many times. Like, I think we might have been on just that checkpoint for like 45 minutes. It was crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. Do you know if it scales with people?
I don't think so, because I
Because
played...
you always have the AI.
Yeah, I played for a couple hours with Andy, and like on Heroic, if anything, it almost was a little harder, because in single player, the AIs just kind of follow you, and when you go down, they immediately pick you back up. But when you have a real person partner, they just go wherever they fuck they want and
but
die.
The good thing about that is that you'll just respawn near them if they are able to stay alive.
Yes, if they can stay alive, you will get like a respawn timer. So that is balances it out.
Anyway, on the whole, I like Halo 5, even though I'm mad that there's... I'm not mad that there's no Forge mode. I do wish there was one, because like the one time that I use Forge mode in the Halo games is always a really fun time, even though I don't keep up with it ever. Also, mad about the split screen.
Yep.
The story kind of seems like a butt. All the faces look really good.
Yeah, it's all, the facial capture stuff.
Yeah, it definitely... because I'm playing Halo 5 and Until Dawn right now, like at the same time. And Halo 5 definitely has better faces than Until Dawn, which is weird. Because they're both like motion capture-y games, but Until Dawn is very focused on like looking at human faces and looking at them talking and reacting. And that Halo 5 is doing that better is impressive. All
right.
Yeah. Anyway, I mostly like it. I really like the multiplayer a lot.
Yeah, I think the well, I guess one thing we didn't talk about was they kind of went, they threw out all the like loadout stuff from Halo 4 and went back to like the regular, like you just spawn with an assault rifle every time style.
Yeah, assault rifle and pistol, and it's and they've got like waypointed power weapons.
Yeah. I like that element, that it points out to you where the sniper rifle will spawn and puts it on a timer, because that was like people that were super good at Halo knew all that stuff already and would have like a timer in their head of when the sniper rifle would spawn, and I like that this just kind of like evens the playing field. That's
the thing for me, is that the timer specifically turns those areas into weird choke points where every 3 minutes there's like just a mad death rush to the sniper rifle, and I was one of the people that knew where all the weapons were and knew when they spawned in the other Halo games.
So you're basically like a dude that's like really upset that like his favorite club now has gotten really popular, and he's like, or your favorite bar.
It's that, and then also like it would be one thing if it was waypointed, but the fact that there's also a countdown to it. Like turns those spots into a weird massacre.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I have not found it to be that bad. I've almost been surprised. Like, didn't anyone want to show up for the sniper rifle spawning?
Sniper rifle is definitely the least popular one, especially with like how jarring it is to be thrown out of Zoom when you get hit.
I mean, that's always happened.
Yeah, but it feels more jarring in this one.
But you know why? I think it's because before it would be like a stick thing where you would click the stick and you would just stay zoomed, and then if you got shot, you'd go back. But in this one, you'll be like holding the left trigger, but still zoomed out because you got hit, and it's really weird. Yeah, I think that might be it.
Yeah, I've not really been using the sniper rifle a lot, and I can't see myself using it because every time it spawns, there's just like a giant party at the sniper spawn, and I'm just like, ugh, not worth it.
Well, you know what you got to do?
Not use a sniper rifle.
You got to dump a ton of money into packs, and then just play Warzone with all your sniper rifle cards.
I don't think there's a sniper rifle rec card. I think there's only a beam rifle rec card.
That seems impossible.
You're right, it does seem impossible, but I don't remember seeing one, and I definitely have beam rifle cards and don't have any sniper rifle cards.
It has to be in there. It can't not be in there.
Yeah, but I don't like Warzone as much as just regular multiplayer. So
no, I like it a little bit. I almost would like it more, I think, if it was even more like Dota. If there were actual like creep waves and you like went down lanes and tried to like take out turrets or something. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's not for us to decide.
It essentially
I like it as
just comes
a
down
break
to
from regular stuff.
Warzone really just boils down to a big team battle, and I've never liked that very much in Halo. It's too chaotic. I never feel like I'm effective.
I feel I've been effective before. I've played 4 matches of Warzone, and 3 of them I have been like second place on my team and also won.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I've been performing well. I feel like I'm effective. The other time I just did butt. I did so bad.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, that looks to be it for us this week.
It's Halo 5 is as a longtime Halo fan that has really specific desires from Halo. I think there's like a huge list of things that I could say that I don't like about it, but still ultimately it's a super fun game.
Do you feel comfortable ranking it in your list of Halo games, like placing it among the other games?
Honestly, the more I think about it, I'm not sure I can rank any of the Halo games really, except for the fact that I know Reach is my least favorite.
I would say that Reach is my least favorite, and this might be my second least favorite, but that's still not saying a lot.
Right. Yeah, like I mean at this point I would probably put Halo 5 near the bottom of probably like at the bottom of the list, but right above Reach. But I still have barely I played Halo 4 like it was a full-time job for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And I've played this game for like maybe 10 to 15 hours or something. So
yeah, you've got time to put into it. We'll revisit this.
Yeah, sure. We'll come back. We'll need to play. We haven't played it all yet.
No, we haven't played. I might play at some point tonight. I also will probably end up playing tomorrow at some point. So we'll schedule something.
I'll probably be on like late tonight, like around 11 or 12 or something.
It already is 11 or 12.
Jesus Christ.
It's 11:30.
Wow, I forgot how time works, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll if you're up, it'll be a real treat.
Xbox One is really cool. I feel almost like hoodwinked that I almost feel like I've fallen for Microsoft's unified living room one box future or something. Like I got it and I was like, shit, all this makes sense and is like really convenient and I like it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I use my Xbox for like 99% of my media consumption.
Yeah, I'm like, man, this thing plays Blu-rays, so we could just put the Blu-ray player in the basement. I could stream Netflix. I just throw my Chromecast out the fucking window.
Yeah, I've got Netflix, Hulu Plus, Blu-ray stuff. If I had cable for the amount of time that I had cable, I had a cable hooked up through it. Like, I had just all of it in there.
Yeah, all of it in there.
All stuff it in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kyle, that's it for the Run Button Podcast. I've been your host, Keith J. Carberry. With me, as always, is Kyle Churchill.
That's me, Kyle Churchill, your host of the Run Button Podcast. Thank you for joining us and listening to us talk about... Boy, I hope you like Halo, and I hope you like Halo more than you like Goofs, because that's what this was.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, you send me that shit, and I think I have time tomorrow to edit it, so I can have it out tomorrow night.
You know what you still need to do?
What?
You got to read those Forerunner books.
Oh, yeah.
Those are some good books.
Sure.
I like those books. I got really disappointed because it's weird. You would think that like they're making Halo 4 and they're writing these books that tie into Halo 4 that they would all like mesh together really well, but actually like the story of the Didact in Halo 4 terminals and in the books like actually don't really mesh together or line up at all. They're like kind of two different things.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But the books are still good books.
I think 343's writers are too big Halo fans for their own good. And they're doing stuff and thinking of stuff that is like really fan fiction-y.
I still like it.
I still like it too. I just think that they should reel back their grasp.
I don't know what it is. What they're doing is definitely not perfect. I like it better than Bungie's storytelling, I think. just because.
Here's the thing. I think that Bungie storytelling, and this is stuff that we should have been talking about while we were recording stuff.
I'm still recording.
Or do you have a backup?
Yes.
All right, great. Send me that backup too.
Okay.
I feel like Bungie storytelling suffered from being minimal, but was fine. Where 343's suffers from being cluttered and overdone, and that looks worse.
Like that's not just for the fact that it doesn't focus on Master Chief that much, but that's a big problem with the Halo 5 campaign. Is it feels like it's really burdened down with like all this extraneous like expanded universe crap that wasn't in Halo 4 in the same way. Like, spoilers, the Arbiter's there and he's doing Arbiter like things, and
Arbiter was in trailers, so don't worry about it.
Right, yeah. Like
I like the
Arbiter's doing like what stuff to do with what Arbiter's been doing in the years since Halo 3. It's probably in a book somewhere. I don't know, who gives a shit.
I'm not mad at the Arbiter's there. I like my Halo games with less stuff going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, this is kind of the only arena that I'm like, you're doing too much story, stop it. Because it doesn't feel like it's a lot of good sci-fi war-y stuff.
Yeah, I think Halo 4 the reason I
Halo
like
4 was a little bit too much for me.
Oh, really? See, I was going to say it felt the most scaled back and focused of any of the Halo stories since 1, I thought. It was kind of more of that, like, one place, one scenario. Not quite as much as Halo 1 was, but at least more than, like, 2 or 3, I think.
For me, I remember really liking Halo 3's stuff.
Yeah, I liked it at the time, but looking back, I'm kind of like, this is sort of a mess.
I haven't played it in years, so I don't remember.
Yeah.
But you're maybe right.
I'm almost a little sad that, like, when I go back and play Halo 3, I'm kind of like, I'm not having that much fun playing this game, and also this story is kind of like a weird mess.
I think that I always have kind of a weirdly bittersweet time playing old Halo games because of how well I feel most Halo games progress how Halo feels.
Yeah.
So whenever I go backwards, I'm always just like, I don't like, because it's like where like Call of Duty, you can go back and have a good time because they're all the same. In Halo, it's hard to go back and have a good time because I feel like they do a good job of moving things forward in a good direction. Halo Reach, maybe notwithstanding.
I see where you're coming from.
How does Andy hate Halo 4 and love Halo Reach so much?
I don't know.
He's such a fucking idiot. Halo Reach is fine, and I had a good time with it, but God, it was definitely the worst one for sure.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say I don't.
That's it. I gotta go.
Okay.
That was it. That was the end. We keep talking about Halo 4.
All right.
See ya. Bye.